Hello guys, it's Steve here. It is Sunday, April 17th, 2016. Really good day today. Just hung out outside, enjoying the warm weather. It's been really nice these last couple of days. It was in the 70s, or it's been in the 80s today, actually. It was in the 80s today. That's awesome. And the last couple days have been great. It's been yesterday was in the 70s, today was in the 80s. It's going to be in the 80s again tomorrow and shit, so that's going to be awesome. That's awesome. It's finally going to get warm, but sadly it's not going to last, because after tomorrow it's going to get back into the boring ass fucking 50s and 40s. Fuck that. Fucking watching fucking dumbass poker and shit. Fucking, I don't know why. Fucking poker? Who watches that shit? I mean, why the hell do they put poker on Comcast Sportsnet? Who wants to watch that shit? Who watches poker? You have to be really bored out of your mind and shit. Hell, that'd be even boring to watch when you're bored. I mean, playing poker, I get, is fun to some people, but watching it? Who watches that? Who wants to watch poker? Why do they put that on Comcast Sportsnet? No one watches it. I mean, I'm not even watching it. I just have my TV on, and happen to be on the channel because earlier there was like a game or whatever on Comcast Sportsnet that I was watching, and the game happens to be over, and I happen to still be on the channel or whatever, and they're playing poker now. I've been too lazy to change the channel. Plus, I'm not even paying attention to the TV. But who fucking watches poker? Who watches that? No one does, so there's no point in putting that on Comcast Sportsnet and shit, It's not even a sport. It's a game, not a sport, On to the video. Now, this is going to be an odd rant, probably a really odd rant. I'm sure everyone hates this, but no one really has the guts to rant about this on YouTube except for me. So yeah, I'm probably the first one to rant about this, and probably the last, because no one will ever have the guts to rant on this, but don't you guys just fucking hate it when, you're coming off a very bad winter, it's fucking cold as shit all winter, you just want it to get warm again. It just won't get warm. It's just so cold. And it just feels like winter's like taking forever. It feels like it will never get warm. But then finally, it gets warm. It gets into the 70s and the 80s and shit. It gets into the 70s and 80s. And you're happy. You get to enjoy the warm weather, you don't have to wear any coats and jackets and heavy pants and sweatshirts. You can just wear a t-shirt and shorts. You can go outside and enjoy the weather. Go to the park. The ice cream trucks are out. You're enjoying the warm weather. You're happy that it's warm. You don't have to bury yourself in coats and shit. Just enjoy the warm weather. But it only lasts for maybe 1 or 2 days, or 3 days by the most. It doesn't last. It gets cold again. It only gets warm for a couple days, then it gets cold again. It gets fucking cold again. It gets back into the fucking boring ass 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, teens, single digits, below zero temperatures, sub-zero temperatures or whatever the hell. Don't you guys just hate that? And it doesn't get warm again. It won't get warm again for like a while, for maybe a couple weeks or possibly a month. It just won't get warm again. And when it finally gets warm again, that warm weather will only last like maybe a day or two, and then it gets cold again. Don't you just hate it when it just gets warm for a couple days and it just won't last? The cold weather comes back. It just won't go away for good. I hate that shit. I experienced that. I mean, I don't know if that happens to people in like maybe the South, like Florida or California or Arizona or whatever. But here in places like Chicago, Minnesota, St. Louis, Detroit, Cleveland, I don't know, somewhere north, like maybe New York, I don't know. This happens a lot. Like, it's so fucking cold in these cities for a long time. It just gets warm maybe for a couple days and it gets cold again. The cold weather just will never go away. And it seems like there's more cold weather than warm weather. Like, I experienced this like a couple years ago in 2014. I remember it was April of 2014. I remember we were coming off a very, very, very awful, brutal winter. Sorry, it's something on my computer. We were coming off a very, very, very brutal, cold-ass winter with so many sub-zero temperatures. It was brutal. It was horrible. But finally, April of 2014, I think it was like April 11th and April 12th of 2014, the weather finally got warm. It finally got into like the 70s and 80s those 2 days. It was in the 70s and 80s. I was so happy. I finally got to, wear my shorts and a t-shirt, maybe even a tank top. And I wore that. Got to go outside and enjoy the weather, play baseball and shit. Go to the park. Heard ice cream trucks and shit. That made me happy. I was so happy that it was warm. But it didn't last. It only lasted for a couple days, and then the day after, like April 13th. Well, I remember April 13th, it was warm. I remember that day, April 13th, I remember the day actually started off in the 70s. It was warm that day. But then an hour later, no joke, an hour later, the temperature dropped into the fucking 40s. 1 hour ago, it was in the fucking 70s, and then 1 hour later, it's in the 40s. What the fuck, weather? And then a couple days after the 12th, or whatever, after those 2 days, it was in the 20s, or maybe even the teens, and snowing. It was snowing, I remember. What the fuck? 2 days ago, it was in the 70s, and 2 days later, it's fucking snowing. What the fuck? Go away for good! Stupid cold weather! Don't come back! Besides, it's April. It's not supposed to be snowing in April. Go away for good. Don't come back until fucking November or at least mid-October. Once the weather gets good, or, warm, stay warm. Don't come back, cold weather. April, it's spring. It's supposed to get warm. And then, the warm weather won't come back for another fucking couple weeks. And then it gets warm again. And then, just for a couple days. Maybe one day. And then it gets cold again for a long time, It doesn't officially start getting warm till fucking June. I remember May of 2014 it was snowing a couple of those days in May. It was literally snowing in May of 2014. Are you kidding? May? What the hell? God. Just cold weather just will never go away. Hell, I actually heard on the news or whatever. I was watching the news like a couple days ago, and the weatherman Tom Skilling, he said that, he told me that one time, he told everyone who was watching the news that one time, it actually snowed in June. And so I was like, what the fuck? And so I researched it, and, and June 2nd, 1910, it snowed. Are Are you fucking kidding me? Snowing in June? It's supposed to be warm! Summer begins in June. You're like near the summer, and fucking it's still snowing. What the fuck? Go away. Don't come back until fucking November, stupid snow. And cold weather. Fuck, it's June and shit. You're not supposed to be snowing. That's scary too. I wonder if it's ever snowed in July. I'll research that. Ah, dear Tom, has it ever snowed in July? No, I don't think so. But I sincerely hope it never snows in July or June. I mean, luckily I wasn't alive when it snowed in June, and I hope it never snows in June in my lifetime, or July, or August. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if it snowed in August. You know, it seems like the cold weather just lasts all year long. It just will never go away. You know, fuck. Get warm. Start officially getting warm in April, and don't come back till fucking mid-October. Stupid cold weather. You know, I'm tired of wearing stupid heavy coats and shit, and gloves and hats, and getting the chills and getting sick because of the cold weather, and, you know, and I want to see the girls in their fucking summer clothes too, you know, in the winter time when it's cold, you know, you can't see that, because their bodies are hidden in their, you know, in jackets and shit, and winter clothes, you know. Hell, I remember last May of 2015, my high school graduation, it was May, and it was in the 30s, I remember, and I got sick a couple days after. You know what the hell? It's May. It's not supposed to be cold, it's supposed to be warm. The cold weather's supposed to be gone, officially gone until October. Remember March of 2015, last March 2015. Or March of 2015. I remember it was another brutal winter. And finally it got warm just for one day. It got into the 70s, and then it got cold again. You know, so I had to go outside that day that it was warm. I had to be out all day just to enjoy as much warm weather as I can because it's going to get cold again, and warm weather won't be coming back for a long time, you know? Fuck this shit. Oh, Steve! What's the point of complaining about this? You can't do nothing about this. You can't control the weather, so there's no point in complaining. I know that, you Nimrod. I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. I know I can't control the weather. Doesn't mean I can't complain about it. But damn. Cold weather! Go away! Go away in April and don't come back till October! Oh, again, this is an odd rant, I know, but I don't give a fuck. I just hate it when it, you know, gets warm. Finally gets warm for a couple days and it gets cold again. And it seems like you know, more cold weather than warm weather, you know? Summer and shit, when it's warm, it flies by. Feels like there hasn't been that much warm weather. But winter, it always drags ass. It feels like it's forever. It just won't, you know, end. And if it ever does snow in June or July in my lifetime, or August, I'll be so pissed I'm moving to Florida. I'm gonna say that's it. I'm moving to Florida. But yeah, see you later. Goodbye.